How can a giant animal survive when the world around it freezes into a silent kingdom of ice? In the far north of Eurasia, winter arrives like an unstoppable force. The forests become white deserts of snow. Rivers turn into thick glass. The wind slices through the frozen air like invisible knives. Temperatures plunge so low that even breathing can feel painful. Yet somewhere inside this frozen wilderness, a powerful creature walks calmly through the snow as if the cold means nothing. It carries enormous antlers like the branches of a living tree, and its massive body moves slowly, but with quiet confidence through the icy forest. But how does such a large animal survive when food disappears beneath meters of snow and the temperature falls far below freezing? And what secrets allow it to live in a place where most creatures would perish within days? Today, we explore the life of the Siberian elk. Long before the harsh winter arrives, the story of this animal begins in the quiet warmth of late spring. Deep inside the endless forests of the Russian Taiga, a mother prepares to bring new life into the world. The snow has only recently melted, and small patches of green grass begin pushing through the wet ground. Hidden among tall bushes and thick forest cover, the mother searches for a safe place away from predators. After nearly 8 months of pregnancy, she gives birth to a single calf. The newborn arrives into a world that feels gentle compared to the brutal winters that will come later. At first, the calf can barely stand, its long legs shaking as it struggles to balance. But instinct quickly guides it. Within minutes, it rises to its feet, learning the first lesson of survival in the wild. Standing means living. The young calf spends its first weeks staying very close to its mother. During this time, its spotted brown fur helps it blend into the forest floor, hiding it from wolves and bears. The mother rarely leaves the calf alone for long. She feeds it rich milk that helps it grow rapidly. Each day, the calf becomes stronger, its legs steadier, and its curiosity about the world increases. The forests of the taiga provide plenty of food during summer. Leaves, aquatic plants, and soft tree shoots are everywhere. For the calf, this season is a time of learning. It watches its mother carefully, copying every movement she makes. When she walks, it walks. When she feeds, it feeds. These simple lessons slowly shape the calf into a survivor of the northern wilderness. As the weeks turn into months, the young elk begins to explore farther from its mother. Its body grows quickly, and its legs become powerful tools built for walking long distances. By late summer, the calf already weighs several hundred kilograms. It spends long hours feeding on leaves from willow and birch trees, sometimes stretching its neck high to reach fresh branches. The young animal also learns another important skill: water feeding. Many plants that elk love grow in shallow lakes and slow-moving rivers. To reach them, the animal walks directly into the water, sometimes submerging most of its body while pulling plants from the muddy bottom. This unusual feeding behavior provides rich nutrients that help it build fat reserves for the coming winter. By early autumn, the peaceful season of growth begins to change. The air becomes colder, and the long daylight hours slowly disappear. For the young elk, this is the time when life becomes more serious. The forest is no longer just a playground. It becomes a place where strength and endurance decide survival. The calf now follows its mother through longer journeys across the taiga. Together they search for areas with abundant food before winter locks everything under deep snow. During this time, the young elk also develops thicker fur. This coat is not ordinary. Each hair is hollow, trapping warm air close to the body and creating natural insulation against freezing temperatures. Soon the forest transforms again. The first heavy snowfalls arrive silently, covering the ground with a thick white blanket. The once green world becomes quiet and frozen. But for the growing elk, winter does not mean hiding. Instead, it must continue moving every day to find food buried under the snow. Using its powerful legs and wide hooves, it kicks through the snow layer to reach frozen plants and tree bark beneath. These hooves act like natural snowshoes, spreading the animal's weight so it does not sink too deeply into the snow. As winter deepens, temperatures in the Siberian taiga can drop to -35°C. At these temperatures, survival becomes a daily challenge for every animal in the forest. Yet the elk's body is built perfectly for this frozen world. Its thick fur traps heat, while a heavy layer of fat beneath the skin provides additional insulation. Even the animal's long legs serve a purpose, keeping its large body high above the deepest snow layers. Slowly but surely, the young elk is growing into one of the most powerful survivors of the northern wilderness. The calf is no longer just learning how to live. It is beginning to understand the true rhythm of the frozen taiga, a world where strength, patience, and instinct decide who survives the endless winter. Winter tightens its grip across the Siberian taiga, and the young elk now faces the most difficult months of its early life. Snow covers the forest floor in thick layers, sometimes reaching higher than the animal's knees. Food that once grew freely is now hidden beneath frozen ground and ice. The young elk must rely on the lessons learned from its mother. Every day becomes a slow search for survival. Using its strong hooves, it scrapes away snow to reach frozen grasses, moss, and small plants beneath the surface. Sometimes it stretches its long neck to strip bark from birch or willow trees. The food is tough and dry, but it contains just enough energy to keep the animal alive during the brutal cold. As the winter continues, the young elk's body adapts even further to the freezing world. Its thick winter coat grows longer and denser, creating a powerful shield against the cold wind. Beneath this fur lies a thick layer of fat that stores energy from the rich summer months. This fat slowly fuels the animal through the harsh season when food is scarce. Even breathing in such cold temperatures could be dangerous for many creatures, but the elk's long nasal passages warm the icy air before it reaches the lungs. This remarkable adaptation allows the animal to move through temperatures as low as -35 degrees Celsius without serious harm. But winter is not only a challenge of cold and hunger, it is also a season of danger. Deep in the snowy forests, predators search constantly for weakness. Packs of wolves roam across the taiga, following scent trails left in the snow. For a young elk, these predators represent a deadly threat. Wolves are patient hunters. They do not attack immediately. Instead, they test their prey, watching for any sign of injury, fatigue, or weakness. When the young elk senses danger, it stays close to its mother. Her size and strength offer protection. With powerful kicks from her long legs, she can seriously injure a wolf if it comes too close. During these dangerous months, the young elk learns another critical survival skill: endurance. Wolves can run for long distances across the snow, but elk have their own advantage. Their long legs allow them to move through deep snow more easily than many predators. When chased, the elk can push forward steadily, forcing wolves to use more energy as they sink deeper into the snow with each step. Often the predators eventually give up, saving their strength for easier prey. For the young elk, every successful escape becomes a lesson written into instinct. By the time the long Siberian winter begins to loosen its grip, the young elk is no longer a fragile calf. Nearly a year has passed since its birth. Its body has grown massive, its muscles stronger, and its senses sharper. The snow slowly begins to melt under the weak spring sunlight. Frozen rivers crack open as water begins flowing once again. The forest awakens from months of silence. For the elk, this new season brings relief. Fresh plants begin to grow, and food becomes easier to find. With the arrival of spring, the young elk enters the next stage of life, adolescence. It now spends more time feeding independently, though it still travels within the general territory of its mother. The abundance of spring plants allows the elk to regain strength after the long winter. It feeds on fresh grasses, leaves, and aquatic vegetation growing along riverbanks and shallow lakes. Sometimes it wades deep into the water to reach plants that grow beneath the surface. These underwater plants provide rich minerals that help the animal rebuild its body after months of nutritional stress. As summer approaches again, the elk's body continues to transform. If the young animal is male, small antler buds begin forming on its head. These antlers grow rapidly, fueled by the energy from summer feeding. Covered in soft velvet skin, the antlers are rich with blood vessels that supply nutrients for their growth. At first, they are small and delicate, but with each passing season, they will become larger and stronger. One day, these antlers will be used in battles that determine dominance and mating rights. The forests during summer are once again filled with life. Birds return to the taiga, insects buzz through warm air, and sunlight stretches long across the northern sky. For the growing elk, this season offers the chance to prepare for the future. It spends many hours each day feeding, building fat reserves that will once again be needed for winter survival. Its movements become more confident as it travels across wide areas of the forest, learning the hidden pathways between rivers, wetlands, and feeding grounds. Soon, another important time approaches in the life of adult elk, the autumn rut. This is the breeding season when males compete for the right to mate. By now, the young male elk has grown into a powerful animal weighing hundreds of kilograms. Its antlers, though still smaller than those of older bulls, stand proudly above its head. During autumn, the forest echoes with deep, echoing calls of male elk announcing their presence. These sounds travel far through the cold air, signaling strength to rivals and attracting females. The once small calf that struggled to stand in the spring forest has now become a strong young adult. It has survived its first brutal winter, escaped predators, and learned the rhythms of the frozen taiga. But the story of survival in this harsh world is far from over. Greater challenges still lie ahead, and the next chapter of its life will test its strength, courage, and endurance in ways it has never experienced before. Autumn spreads across the Siberian taiga once again, and the forest begins preparing for another long winter. The young bull elk now stands taller and stronger than ever before. His body weighs nearly half a ton, supported by long, muscular legs that carry him through marshes, rivers, and deep forests. Above his head, his antlers have grown wider and heavier than the year before. Though still smaller than those of older bulls, they are now powerful enough to be used in serious battles. The quiet forests that once felt peaceful during summer slowly fill with tension. The season of competition has arrived. During the autumn rut, male elk become very different animals. Normally calm and solitary, they now move with restless energy through the forest. The young bull begins marking his territory by rubbing his antlers against trees, stripping away bark, and leaving strong scent marks. These signals warn other males that this area is claimed. At the same time, he releases deep, echoing calls into the cold morning air. These calls travel across long distances through the silent taiga. They are not just sounds. They are challenges, invitations, and warnings all at once. Soon the young bull encounters his first real rival. Another male appears through the fog of an early autumn morning, larger and older, with antlers spreading wide like the branches of a great tree. For a moment, the forest becomes completely silent. The two animals circle each other slowly, measuring strength, watching every movement. Then suddenly the quiet breaks. With a powerful charge, the bulls collide, their antlers crashing together with tremendous force. The sound echoes through the forest like two heavy trees striking each other. These battles are not fought lightly. Each bull pushes forward with enormous strength, trying to twist the opponent's antlers and force him backward. Muscles strain, hooves dig into the ground, and clouds of breath rise into the cold air. Sometimes the struggle lasts only a few seconds. Other times it can continue for several exhausting minutes. For the young bull, this first battle becomes a harsh lesson. The older rival is stronger and more experienced. Slowly but surely, the young elk is forced backward. Finally, he breaks away and retreats into the forest. In the wild, knowing when to retreat is often the difference between survival and fatal injury. Though defeated, the young bull has gained something valuable: experience. Over the next years, his body will grow even larger, and his antlers will expand into enormous structures that can span nearly 2 meters across. Each winter and summer cycle strengthens him. Each season teaches him more about the rhythms of life in the taiga. Gradually, he reaches full adulthood, becoming one of the largest animals in the northern forest. As the years pass, the elk settles into the steady rhythm of survival. Summers are spent feeding almost constantly. The warm months provide rich vegetation, allowing him to build the thick fat reserves needed for winter. He often returns to lakes and wetlands, wading into the water to reach aquatic plants growing beneath the surface. These plants are full of nutrients and minerals, helping maintain his massive body. Winter always returns, just as harsh as before. Temperatures again plunge toward -35 degrees Celsius. But the mature elk now faces these conditions with confidence. His thick coat, heavy fat layer, and immense strength allow him to endure months of freezing weather. With powerful legs, he clears snow to reach bark, twigs, and buried plants. Even in the deepest winter, he continues moving slowly through the silent forest, a giant survivor of the frozen north. Yet time moves forward for every creature in the wild. As the elk grows older, subtle changes begin to appear. His movements become slower. Each winter takes a little more energy from his body. The massive antlers that once grew wide and strong begin to shrink slightly with age. Younger bulls now challenge him more often during the autumn rut. Some battles he still wins, using his experience and remaining strength. But gradually, the advantage begins to shift toward the next generation. One autumn, a powerful young bull arrives in the territory he once dominated. This challenger is strong, fast, and fearless. Their antlers clash violently beneath the golden autumn leaves. The older elk fights with determination, but age has begun to weaken his muscles. After a long struggle, the younger bull forces him back. This time, the defeat feels final. The older elk retreats quietly into the deeper forest, leaving the territory to its new ruler. For the aging elk, life becomes quieter. He avoids unnecessary fights and spends most of his time feeding and moving slowly through familiar areas of the forest. His antlers still grow each year, but they are smaller now. Winter becomes a more serious challenge with each passing season. Deep snow requires more effort to walk through. Food becomes harder to reach. Still, his instincts continue guiding him through the frozen landscape he has known his entire life. Eventually, one final winter arrives. The snow falls deeper than usual, and the temperatures drop lower than many previous years. The old elk moves slowly through the silent forest, searching for food beneath thick snow layers. His body, once powerful and unstoppable, now carries the weight of many years of survival. Each step requires effort. Each breath rises into the cold air like a fading cloud. One quiet morning, beneath tall birch trees covered in frost, the old elk finally lies down in the snow. The forest around him remains silent, just as it was the day he was born many winters ago. In the wild, life rarely ends with noise or drama. It simply returns to the earth that sustained it for so long. But the story of this single animal is not the end. Each spring, new calves are born across the vast Siberian taiga. They will grow, struggle, learn, and face the same brutal winters that shaped the life of the elk before them. In this frozen wilderness, survival is not about winning forever. It is about enduring long enough to pass life forward to the next generation. And so, in the endless cycle of the northern forest, the spirit of the Siberian elk continues, a symbol of strength, endurance, and quiet resilience in one of the coldest places on Earth.